Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christopher, and could Rey possibly be the Obi-Wan Kenobi mentor type character of the new Star Wars trilogy, the new sequel trilogy that was announced the other day, coming from Simon Kinberg? According to reports from the Bespin Bulletin, yes, that is the case. So, taking a look at the article that was posted just yesterday on November 8th, Daisy Ridley's Rey reportedly has an Obi-Wan Kenobi type role in Simon Kinberg's Star Wars trilogy. So, this, I think, confirms that this trilogy by Simon Kinberg could possibly be episodes 10 to 12, in my opinion anyways. So Deadline broke the news that Simon Kinberg, the writer behind the last three X-Men movies, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix, and the Fantastic Four 2015 movie, and co-creator of Star Wars Rebels, was developing a new Star Wars trilogy for Lucasfilm. The exclusive report itself had mixed messaging, with the outlets saying that they heard the trilogy was episodes 10 to 12, but that some sources declined it. Though one thing that was clear, that the trilogy was not part of the Skywalker saga, episodes 1 to 9. So even that little segment right there is a little bit confusing. But the Hollywood Reporter followed up by confirming that Kinberg was writing a Star Wars trilogy, that the trilogy was not part of the Skywalker saga. Okay, so there we go. So it's not part of the Skywalker saga, but that they believed the trilogy was not episodes 10 to 12. However, they did mention that the trilogy would focus on a new story and new characters, but that some familiar faces from the Skywalker saga could pop up in the films. There was no mention by either outlet as to what familiar faces could appear, but the natural assumption by many fans was Daisy Ridley's Rey Skywalker. In 2023, it was announced officially that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who made Miss Marvel, was directing the movie that would see Ridley's Rey character building a new Jedi Order, and some fans felt that if this Kinberg trilogy would feature a familiar face, Ridley's Rey in a role akin to Obi-Wan Kenobi or a post-Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, it would be a natural fit, with new leads taking the helm, with Daisy Ridley being the veteran actor and Rey Skywalker as the veteran character. Now a reliable industry insider, Jeff Snyder, aka the InSnyder, has shared some details that he has heard regarding this Kinberg trilogy via his newsletter, which he has graciously made available for free. So Snyder shared that he believes the Kinberg trilogy will be positioned as episodes 10, 11, and 12, which I think that this makes sense. I think it makes complete sense that this would be episodes 10, 11, and 12, with Rey being kind of a mentor figure to the other characters, the new characters, and like this has happened with all the other trilogies anyways. So Snyder shared that he believes that the Kinberg trilogy will be positioned as episodes 10, 11, and 12, and that the trilogy will focus on new characters and a new story, the one thing everyone can agree on, and that the familiar face is that of Rey Skywalker. Snyder revealed that he has heard that Daisy Ridley is slated to appear in the Kinberg trilogy as Rey Skywalker, and that Rey will be positioned as the Obi-Wan of the new trilogy. So, again, I think that makes complete sense. But what the article continues to say is, so where does that leave the new Jedi Order? Snyder said Lucasfilm have found a new writer for the project following Stephen Knight's exit, but he doesn't know who that is at this time. Despite the new writer being hired, Snyder speculated whether or not Obaid-Chinoy's new Jedi Order would come to fruition, given that the Rey character plays a similar role in both projects. He also mentioned that an older Rey is rumored to feature in Sean Levy's Deadpool and Wolverine untitled Star Wars movie, which is quite funny considering the original New Jedi Order writer, Damon Lindelof, initially had an elderly Rey in his script, which was ultimately tossed out for a script from Stephen Knight that would feature a younger Rey. And then the writer of the article does continue, and he kind of gives his opinion on Simon Kinberg and the the possibility of having these few different projects being revolving around the character of Rey Skywalker, or at least having Rey Skywalker being in these projects here. So I won't read the full article. If you guys want to check out the article, I'll leave it linked in the description below for you. But I think this makes sense if it's a new trilogy, if it's a sequel trilogy, episodes 10 to 12, or if it's just a standalone trilogy and they're trying to introduce new characters. They're going to do the same thing they did with the sequel trilogy, where they bring in the mentor character, or have it like the character carry over from the previous trilogy and be the mentor character, and then bring in the new characters as well. And it makes complete sense to have Rey Skywalker in that Obi-Wan Kenobi or post Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker role as the mentor to the new characters. So I just think this makes sense. It makes complete sense for this to happen. It seems natural because it happened, like I said, with the sequel trilogy, but it also happened with the prequel trilogy. You had Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan being the mentors to Anakin Skywalker, to the younger characters in that trilogy. And then when you get to the original trilogy, Obi-Wan is the character carrying forward from the prequel trilogy and training Luke Skywalker, who is now grown up. So yeah, it makes sense. And then Luke Skywalker, older and wiser, and Han Solo both mentoring Rey, the new character. So Rey mentoring new Jedi, new characters. It makes sense. And it all supports the idea of this being episodes 10 to 12. It just makes sense. Everything's making sense, to me at least. But let me know what your thoughts are on this news that Rey Skywalker could be the Obi-Wan Kenobi mentor type character in the new Star Wars trilogy that was just announced. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then click to watch one of my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.